Thank you and good evening. Here at Parade Ice Arena, we're sorry for the delay due to technical difficulties at the stadium, at the station. We're joining South versus Henry North. South leads the game 1-0. There's a penalty on the South. South has the puck down their zone, or on the power play, Henry North is currently on Henry North. South controls the puck. A shot and a goal by number 17 of the South, Jim Anderson. The earlier goal was scored by Jesse Velasquez. The assist was to Matt Newman and Randy Kinnis. South now takes the lead 2-0.
Hey, Ryan.
A power play goal by number 17, Jim Anderson. I'm joined here along with Skip Harmon and Chris Stoner. I'm Brian Brantley, bringing you the coverage from Parade Ice Arena. And Skip, just seemed like the defense of Henry just wasn't able to pick up Jim Anderson in front of the net.
Yeah, they weren't able to set up in their box set in their penalty kill, and South was able to just move it around and get a nice shot out in front. South's pretty much had the play all game. They've dominated most of the way.
South steals the puck from Henry North. The puck is played back into the South zone, where Jim Anderson goes to retrieve the puck. Puck intercepted there by Henry North. Controlled there by number 4, John Hammergren, who's checked off the play. Puck is played in Henry North zone, and Henry North goalie, Mike Waldom, covers up the puck for a face-off in their zone.
Well, Henry North's definitely taking it on the chin so far. South has 12 shots on goal so far, and Henry North does not have any. Could be a long afternoon for Henry North. They're 0-5 in the conference. This is the first time they're playing South this year, so we'll have to see how this one plays out.
Henry North is looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-15 overall, struggling but looking to get that first victory here today against the South Tigers. The play is carried behind the Henry North net. Number 5 for South, Randy Kinnis, chases the puck. Puck is brought out to the point. A shot in on net, and it's stopped by Waldom.
South doing a really good job of moving the puck around the perimeter and getting it out to their points. If Henry North isn't able to cover those points, they're going to be able to bomb away all afternoon. Henry North's going to have to make some defensive adjustments here.
The South has been carrying the play most of the game, as Skip is brought up, and it just seems that South has more talent, shall we say. I guess a shot and a goal for the South Tigers by number 9, Jordan Coydall.
That was a nice play by the center. That's a goal that shouldn't happen defensively. You should be able to cover your man on the faceoff. That was just a nice play.
Where's number 9?
The score is now 3-0 with 6:18 left to play in the first period. South Tigers lead Henry North. Henry North steal by number 19, Donald Bondow. He's checked there behind the net. Number 12 plays the puck for Henry North, Tom Stephanie. Puck's played out to the point. Shot on goal. A shot and a goal by number 16, Alan Randy.
Henry North comes right back down and gets some nice movement on the puck. Gets it out around the perimeter. A shot from the point. A nice garbage goal picked up in front. We get some momentum back here off of this goal, and we could have a game.
They definitely needed something. The score is now South Tigers 3, Henry North 1. 5:54 left to play in the first period. They needed that goal, Skip, to kind of rejuvenate this team here a little bit.
Yeah, once you get down by 4 goals in a hockey game, it's pretty tough to come back. If you can keep it within 2 and 3, you're right in the game this early.
A shot on net by the South Tigers. South plays the puck out to the top of the circle. The puck comes out of the zone. It's a race for the puck. Henry North comes out with it. Number 19 gets a shot on net. And now the puck is played up by number 17 of South, Jim Anderson. The puck at the top, shot by number 15 wide of the net. Mike Waldron comes out of the net to try to play the puck. Puck is played in front, off to the side, kept in by Jim Anderson. Number 18 for South carries the puck. Paul aside, puck is still behind the net. Henry North controls, so they bring it up the center. Mike Mickelson was carrying the puck, the captain of the Henry North squad, played in the ink, shot wide by number 14, Ryan Thayer. Jim Anderson tries to play the puck up, but the puck deflects off a Henry North player. Number 3 for South, Ryan Green, carries the puck. Now Corey Coydal pushes the puck forward. A quick shot on net by number 7, Matt Bell.
Henry North's doing a fine job of adjusting to some of this offense. As you noticed that last time down, South was able to push it back out to the point, but North is crowding them again up at the point, so they're not getting the good shots off this last trip down. North's really picked it up. Robert Alm, the coach of Henry North, has got these guys back in it.
A shot wide there by Matt Bell. Puck is played in front, and it's cleared out by Henry North. Number 20, Sean Feindow, played the puck up. Breakaway for Henry North. But he's smothered off the puck by South. Puck is now played up on the right by number 16, John Smith. And a penalty, an offsides call, an icing call has been called on the South Tigers. The faceoff will be now back in the South zone.
We also see one of the Henry North players is off getting assisted by the trainer right now. It brings up a thing. Henry North is very short-handed today. They have one player out with a broken arm and don't have a lot of guys out this year compared to the South team that has a lot of players out this year.
And now a breakaway by Jim Anderson comes down, hits the post, off to the side. The rebound came. Henry North plays the puck. We'll have a penalty here, an interference call against Henry North for interference. There's 3:20 left in the first period. The score is South Tigers 3 and Henry North 1.
That was Roger Erzbo with the penalty for interference. It'll give South another power play here. See if they can work it around just as they did that first power play they had.
Okay, well, let's take a look at that South's first goal scored when we brought the action up to you today. Skip, you want to?
Yeah, this is the goal right off the face-off. He just wins it clean, brings it in, and gets a shot through the 5-hole. That's a pretty play.
The puck is played down into the corner. Puck is brought out to Jim Anderson, who cannot keep the puck into the zone. South will have to play it out. Number 9 for South, Jordan Coydal, carrying the puck, tries to shoot, shoots wide. Puck is played out to the middle center ice, but kept in by the South Tigers. Pass in front, and Mike Waldham covers up the puck. 2:36 left to play in the first period. The score is South Tigers 3, Henry North 1, with 1:16 left to go in the power play.
South's doing a good job again of getting that puck around the perimeter, looking for a shot in close. and those point men are going to have to start getting some shots on net. Henry North's doing a good job of adjusting and playing a good box set.
Penalty on Henry North's number 21, Roger Ersville, for interference.
The puck is now played back into the south zone where it's controlled. Henry North dumps it right back in. Jim Anderson plays up on the right side. Henry North shorthanded, 1-on-3. And a pretty good forechecking going on by number 14 of Henry North, Ryan Thayer. Puck is played down, and there'll be
Why did they wave that one off?
I thought that should have been an icing touch-up, but the puck is now played back into the south zone where number 2, Matt Newman, plays the puck up to number 15, Mark Burbank. The shot on net taken by Mark, and a save by Mike Waldom.
Well, South will get one more chance here with 17 seconds left on the power play, a minute 36 left in the period. See if they can get something off the face-off here. They've done a fairly good job once they've gotten in the zone of setting up. They're having a little problem here in the last 30 seconds or so of that power play, getting it cranked up. North's doing a good job of penalty killing the last 30 seconds here.
Now with 1:29 left to go in the first period, the score is South Tigers 3, Henry North 1. The penalty just about over to Erzball.
Henry North, full strength.
Penalty is over. South still controls the puck behind the Henry North net. Number 16, Josh Smith. The puck is played down for an icing call on Henry North with 1:03 left to play in the first period.
This is a dangerous time of the period. You never want to be scored on with less than a minute into a period or a minute left in a period. North's going to have to get it out of their zone and try to get some pressure. If they can get a goal in this last minute, we've got a game going into the second period. North's done a good job of adjusting defensively from the early part of the game.
I was just going to say, Skip, as well, that Henry North seems to have stopped the momentum a little bit and kind of slowed South down.
Yeah, Henry North's dictating the pace in this game right now.
A shot and a goal by the South Tigers. Number 11 on the goal, Josh Tickner.
That was one problem Henry North's had a couple of times this game is on those faceoffs. They're not tying the right people up. They gave South a premier opportunity there to take that 4-1 lead. Like I said, that is a dangerous time of a period. The last minute, you never want to give up a goal there. See if North can get that one back.
With 48 seconds to go in the first period, Tickner scores the goal for the South Tigers. The puck is played in again by South Tigers. And we have a play in front of the net. Anderson was taken in the net by a couple of the Henry North players. The net was knocked off the moorings for a stoppage of play. 30.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, what are the shots right now? I know South has got to have a huge advantage.
It's 22 shots to 3 right now for South with the 4 goals. Most of their shots are coming in close, too, which is giving them a decided advantage in this.
We'll see how Henry North adjusts going into that second period.
The puck is played there by Henry North, trying to clear the zone. They get the puck up to number 9, Nicholson. He's checked off the play there. The puck's played up by number 5, Randy Kennis, where he's checked off the play. Puck play comes to center ice. Number 14 carry, Ryan Thayer with a shot on net and a save by the South Tigers. Jock Ashrow.
Nice glove save up high. That was a nice shot on net.
There's 4 seconds left to go in the first period. South Tigers lead 4-1 over Henry North. there ends the first period of play, with South leading the Henry North team 4-1. And let's take a look. Let's take a listen to some stats here from Chris.
Okay, the final shots were 22 for South and 5 for North. And with the score 4-1. See, there were 2 penalties called, both on Henry North for interference. South was 1 for 2 on the power play. Scoring came. The first goal was at 1:26 of the first period. South's goal scored by Jesse Velasquez. Second goal was at 7:09 by South, scored by number 17, Jim Anderson. The third goal, just a little over a minute later at 8:42, was scored by Jordan Coydall. Then Henry North got one back, scored by number 16, Alan Grandy. And then South scored, capped off the scoring at 14:12. A goal by Josh Tickner.
Well, we'll be right back with second period action on Regional Sports Network. Welcome back to Parade Ice Arena, where we have the South Tigers versus Henry North. South Tigers lead 4-1 starting the second period. As South is in white, heading towards the left, and Henry North is in blue, heading towards the right. Henry North is still looking for their first win of the season, and South is in fourth place in the conference. Plays shot by number 11 on the South. Earlier goal scorer Josh Tickner. Puck is still playing in his own. A shot by number 7, Matt Bell. Henry North goalie Josh Ashrow makes a save for Henry North.
Henry North's come out a little bit flat this period. This is a time that they need to really step it up. They only have 13 skaters to 18 skaters on the South team. So they're going to need to have a good second period here. As the game goes along, it's going to be harder for them to try to get back into it.
Chuck plays up along the boards. Henry North controls the puck. Pass over to Mike Mickelson. centers, but there's nobody there. Puck is kept in by Henry North. South intercepts. The play is still a little sloppy to start the second period. Henry North finally controls the puck after the broad scramble. A save by Mike Woldham of a shot by number 7, Ben Sundquist for Henry North.
Well, Henry North has an opportunity here to get something set up. Both teams coming out real slow this second period.
You know, Skip, right as you talked about at the end of the first period, you never want to be scored upon in the last minute of play. South did that against Henry North. Let's take a look at that replay if we can.
Well, here's the Koidal goal midway through that period. The goal right off the face-off. That's a real nice goal. That's a great individual effort on that one.
Puck is played out at center ice, brought in by the South Tigers. Centering pass blocked down by Henry North. Puck is played out by number 9, Nicholson. Nicholson with a nice move down the ice, looking for somebody to pass to, and he kind of gets tackled there by the South Tigers. And South will play the puck up by number 17, Jim Anderson. Jim Anderson plays the puck off to the side. They got load the boards, look for somebody to send it to, and it goes right through the crease. Puck is brought out to the point. South controlling the play here. Puck is stopped before it got up to the goalie, Jock Ashrow. Puck is played in by the South Tigers. Comes back out to the point to Jim Anderson with a shot off the side of the net. Comes off to the side. Henry North plays the puck up to center ice. There's a delayed penalty call on the South Tigers. It looks like it's going to be an interference call on the South Tigers on number 18, Paul Assad.
Oh, 12-16 left in this period. This is a perfect chance for North to get a goal. They're going to have to try to take advantage of this one. See if they can get set up and get something working. South's doing another great job that last shift of working the puck around the perimeter and getting the points involved in the offense. A couple real nice plays to get some efforts in front of that net.
Henry North doesn't seem to be able to really get any sustained momentum going towards the net. South controls the puck off the faceoff
for interference
by number 16, Josh Smith. Plays the puck behind the net. Henry North controls, passes out, and it's going to be an icing call on the Henry North team.
That'll bring the face-off back into Henry North's end. They're going to have to try to break out and get down and get something set up for this power play. We got a minute 42, so they have plenty of time.
South seems to be in so much control of the game, the flow of the game. Shots doesn't seem to be, reaching the goalie at all.
No, exactly.
Puck is played out by Henry North, number 7. Ben Sundquist is taken off the play. Puck is played back into the neutral ice, where a hard check put on there by number 16 of South, Josh Smith. Puck again comes out of the zone. Henry North plays. Puck is played by number 4, Sak Fethdara. Puck comes back into Henry North zone. Played back there by Jock Ashrow. Henry North tries to get another rush going on this power play that has less than a minute to play, 55 seconds on the power play for Henry North. Puck is played at the side of the boards there, brought out to number 21, Erzbo. Shot blocked by the South Tigers. Mickelson tries to keep the puck in the zone, and he fails to do so. Henry North dumps the puck back into the zone with 25 seconds left to go in the power play for Henry North. Still trying to get a shot on net in this power play. They finally get a shot on net from the point by number 21, Roger Erzbo. Shot goes wide by Mickelson. Another shot by Erzbo goes wide, and South will play the puck down the ice and kill off the rest of the penalty. A good penalty kill, I think, by the South Tigers.
Yeah, they did a good job of keeping it out of their zone for most of the time, and even when it was in the zone, they were in no real danger. Henry North did get a couple of shots off, but just didn't set up the way they should have been able to.
Puck is played mistakenly behind their own, by the South Tigers behind their own net. The puck is brought up by number 8, and a shot by number 8, Corey Koidal. Shot by number 4 goes wide. John Hammergren, puck is played along by Henry North. South intercepts and keeps the puck in the zone. Puck was brought out to the point, but pass was missed by number 4, John Hammergren. Puck's played by the South, trying to get the breakaway. The breakaway chance opportunity by number 15 in the South, Mark Burvan. Just played the puck, shot by number 3, Ryan Green, blocked by a defenseman on the Henry North.
See, Henry North is starting to tire. They're not really going after the puck, and South is being very aggressive now.
South looks pretty strong, Skip. But overall in the conference, what kind of standings do we have?
Well, South is fourth with a 2-3 conference record and 4-12 overall. Henry North, as you've stated, is 0-5 in the conference, 0-15 overall. They're in last place. I think right now what's going to really play out is the fresh legs that South has. They have 18 skaters to 13 skaters on Henry North. Henry North does have a player that got injured in that first period, and I don't think he's been out. We've been looking for him. We didn't get any information on who exactly that was, but Henry North's starting to look tired.
8:42 left to play in the second period. South leads Henry North 4-1. On March 2nd, this is Khalid El Amin to Jabbar Washington with the off-the-glass alley-oop fantastic dunk. This March 2nd Twin City game here on RSN. I tell you, I was at that game, and that play was just unbelievable. And a shot by the South Tigers on Jacques Ashrow. Another save by Jacques Ashrow. Puck is stopped there by Waldham.
You know, we talked about the depth here. It also looks at the age. The South team is an experienced team with a lot of juniors and seniors on it, as well as a lot of sophomores. The Henry North team is up and coming. They've got 11 8th, 9th, and 10th graders skating today, including their goalies. You know, that could really help them in the future, build a program, and hopefully their youth programs can kick in.
Another thing kind of against Henry North as far as their hockey kids is they have a lot of kids out for basketball. They have one of the best teams in state, that North team that won the state last year. That's one reason why you don't see the powers in this conference anymore. There's a lot of other things going on, and it's probably a better basketball conference than it is hockey. But it's good to see these kids out here.
Well, I'm Brian Brantley along with Chris Stone and Skip Harmon, bringing you the action from Parade Ice Arena, where the South Tigers lead the Henry North team 4-1 with 7:44 left to play in the second period. And also about, you know, speaking of basketball and the relation to hockey in the city conference, nobody would want to play the North team, the North Polars, and their #1 ranking in the state. And and number 23 in the country. But their hockey squad is not up to that level. But they're definitely out here now trying to get their first win of the season against the South Tigers.
Yeah, you look to this year, these teams are going to be in the AA tournament. And the size of these schools puts them into those. Unfortunately, for this Henry North team, they haven't won a game this year and didn't win any in the tournament or anything last year, which really you wonder why they have to be in this tournament.
And a hard shot taken there by Cordall. That's Corey Cordall on the shot that just hit the end of the skate. It seemed like the skate in the post for the South Tigers.
South's really picking up their end of the play. A lot of hustle.
And a shot and a goal by number 18, Paul Assad, with a nice feed there by Cordall.
That goal was all hustle. South's really picked up the pace here the second half of this period. Henry North is just looking like they're starting to run a little bit ragged and getting real tired. When you only have 13 skaters, that's not a lot of guys to throw out there, and when you're going out every other shift, you get wore out playing this game. South is able to keep a lot of fresh legs out there, so that you'll probably see this develop more and more, where South will be able to keep the pressure on, see if Henry North can get some defense going.
Well, after the goal, South leads Henry North 5-1 now with 6:18 left to play in the second period. South still controlling the puck in the offensive zone. Puck is played back to the point with a shot that goes wide. Puck is played behind the net. Centering shot just goes wide by number 15, Matt Burbank. And a hard check put on Sock Thethdara. And Skip, let's just take a look at that last goal coming from the side of the net. Coydal with a lot of hard work down there in the corner.
Yeah, just a beautiful pass out front, and you got one guy planted in front of the net. If he can stay there untouched like he was there, it's going to be a pretty hard day for any goalie. That's just a beautiful goal. Nice pass, nice shot, people where they're supposed to be. South is playing very good positional hockey right now, and North is getting caught out of position time and time again as they get more tired.
There's a penalty on the South Tigers.
Minor penalty on South, number 3, Ryan Green.
Ryan Green for elbowing. And a breakaway shot by number 16, Josh Smith, and a great save by Jock Ashrow.
Yeah, very good save with the glove hand. This goes to show again, South is continuing to hustle, and Henry North is getting caught out of position. Another good hustle effort by number 16 on South there.
It seems like even with the South being a man down, Henry North still cannot get any momentum going whatsoever.
Well, 1955, Minneapolis South played in the longest state tournament game. That one was against Thief River Falls. An amazing 11 overtimes, where South won 3-2. Must have had quite a few players back then to keep going that long.
11 overtimes, Skip?
11 overtimes. That's taking you through pretty much a whole day.
The puck is played still in the Henry North zone. Henry North still trying to break out of their own zone, and they just finally do on their power play opportunity. There's 1:25 left on the power play for Henry North. Now we have another breakaway. And now we're going to have a penalty. Looks like a possible tripping call on Henry North. They'll take down the breakaway by Josh Smith. South is still controlling the play, and Henry North finally touches up the puck.
depending on interpretation, this could be a penalty shot. If they deem that he was in the clear crossing the blue line, they can give him a shot.
The call is going to be hooking on Henry North.
And it doesn't look like they're going to give him the penalty shot on this one.
Minor penalty on Henry North's number 9, Mike Mickelson, for hooking.
Now the faceoff will be in the Henry North zone after the penalty, which will wipe out the rest of the power play for Henry North. They'll play 4-on-4 hockey for 52 seconds, and then South will have a power play. And the checking seems to have picked up, Skip, in this game, but South seems like to be doing all the hitting.
Yeah, they've really gotten aggressive here in this period, and decided to start doing some checking. That first period was a little rough both ways. I think both teams are feeling each other out. As we've stated, this is the first time this year they've played each other, but they're starting to get into that comfort zone, and South has really taken an aggressive approach to this game.
Well, the faceoff will now be back in the Henry North zone, as it has been pretty much all day, with 4:17 left to play in the second period. South leads Henry North 5-1. Puck is played right in on net on Jock Ashrow, but he kicks the puck away. Puck is played at the top of the point, tipped wide of Jock, and the puck is played up by Henry North. Number 21 for Henry North, Erzbo, carrying the play. The puck behind the net. Jim Anderson picks up the puck, and he's checked by Erzbo. Now Koidal picks up the puck and plays it out towards center ice. Now South is on the power play. Number 2, Matt Newman with the shot and a save by Ashrow. Jim Anderson tries to play the puck in front, but the puck is deflected back into center ice. Jim Anderson plays the puck up in the neutral zone. Corey Koidal picks up the puck, flips it to Jim Anderson, who plays towards the center of the net, tries to get a shot. It's deflected in on Ashrow. Ashrow makes a save. Centering play by number 18, Paul Assad, but it was deflected off by the defenseman on Henry North. Puck right out in front. Koidal with the shot. Save Ashrow. And we've got a scrum there down on the ice. The penalty is over to Henry North on Mickelson, who's out of the box, so the power play is over for the South Tigers. There's 2:30 left to play here in the second period. South leads Henry North 5-1.
And Mike Mickelson, who is in the box, is the leading scorer for Henry North with 18 points this year. He's got 12 goals and 6 assists, so it's important for them to keep him on the ice as much as possible.
Puck is played along the boards. There's some action going on behind the play, but the puck is brought in by South. Shot just goes wide of Ashrow. Seems like Henry North is just getting more and more tired, Skip. It just doesn't seem like they have the legs.
Yeah, there are very few players to change up as it is, and it looks like they're trying to keep the same few players out there most of the time, and they'll just continue to drag as they go along.
Well, the puck is finally flipped out of the zone, and it'll be an icing call on Henry North. Well, the faceoff will be back in the Henry North zone. To keep everybody in the game here, there's a great save made by Ashrow for Henry North.
That was a great glove save. It was a nice break coming down the center of the ice and a real nice shot where it should have been. But Ashrow made the beautiful save with the glove hand.
Regional Sports Network would like to thank Carbone's Pizza for On the Parkway as the official RSN crew food stop. Thank Carbone's for supporting high school athletics by providing food for our crews.
So we got an injury on the ice here. Henry North player is down and writhing in pain. Finally, Henry North gets control of the puck, so we get the whistle. It's Ryan Thayer that's on the ice. It's hard to tell exactly what is hurting right now. And the trainer and one of the coaches off.
Well, this is our third season of City Conference hockey coverage. This game will be seen on Minneapolis Public Schools Channel 35, Metro Cable Network Channel 6, and the Minneapolis Telecommunications Network. We have financial packages to help promote your business as well as support continuing coverage of 1995-96 women's and men's high school sports. For more information, please contact Regional Sports Network at 660-0319. Tapes of this game are for sale, with proceeds going to support the continuing coverage of high school sports. We encourage the purchase of tapes to further promote high school programming. For additional information, please contact Regional Sports Network at area code 612-660-0319. As we can see, the injured player for Henry North got up and skated off on his own power.
As we take a look at the Minneapolis Conference leading scorers, we see only one player involved in this game is in the top 9, Mike Mickerson. He's got the 18 points, as Chris mentioned earlier. And he has taken a penalty, hasn't figured any scoring yet today, and has the one penalty. So probably see a lot of him out here on the ice today.
On the Regional Sports Network also, we'll be bringing you on February 13th, Men's City Conference High School Basketball, the same South Tigers at Edison, men and women. And on February 20th, Henry at Southwest, both women and men games.
As we continue to take a look at those leading scorers, you see a couple of those guys on the top of that list. Tim Martin included are in the top 10 or 15 in the state. So there are a few players from this conference that have a future in college hockey.
Well, there's 55 seconds left to go here in the second period. South leads 5-1, and a great save made by Ashrow.
Another quick glove hand save. South continues to put pressure on this and in that danger zone at the end of the period again. See if Henry North can sustain this little flurry that very well may come. Henry North's got to be tired at the end of this period.
It also seems, Skip, that the play has gotten a little bit chippier, or the players seem to be scrapping more after the whistle's been blown. A lot more hard hits. Do you think South might be rubbing in a little bit already?
Probably a combination of Henry North getting frustrated and taking some extra shots, and South not wanting to back down at all. These guys have grown up together and have probably played some of their youth hockey together and against each other, so they know each other pretty well.
Well, the puck is now played up into the Henry North zone, where number 21, Roger Erzbo, brings the puck out of the zone. Puck is shot back in by the South Tigers, where Erzbo plays the puck.
If you look, if Henry North can escape with the rest of this 14 seconds left, they've only given up one more goal this period. As much as the action's been in their end, they've only been scored on once, and it's still a game if they can come out early in the third period.
Jock Ashrow has definitely kept them in this game.
And that's the end of the second period there. The play still being a little bit chippy there at the end of the game. At the end of the period. Well, what do you, Chris? Did you see there at the end of the?
Okay, we ended up with 15 shots this period for South, giving them a two-period total of 37 shots so far. While Henry North got 3 shots off, giving them a two-period total of 8.
Saves in the period.
I think that goes hand in hand with the fatigue factor. Henry North came out a little slow. Both teams started this last period real slow. Some chippy play early, then South got real aggressive as Henry North got tired as the period went on. See if they can get a little bit of a break and get their win back and try to get something some sort of effort mounted here coming into the third period. They're only down by 4. They're going to have to do something fairly early to get back into it.
Well, we'll be right back with third period action. Here, South leads Henry North 5-1. Welcome back to Parade Ice Arena. The third period just underway. The South leading the Henry North team 5-1. Just started the third period.
That was a nice chance by South.
A save made by Ashrow. Puck is played behind the net by Henry North. Still can't get out of the zone.
South's picking up right where they left off, continuing with big pressure inside Henry North's zone.
Henry North making a line change, bringing out a smaller lineup. Puck is picked up there by Henry North, but South still controls. Number 11 with South, Josh Tickner, will play in front of the net.
Some nice hustle by Josh. He's going off the ice now. He's got one of the goals in the first period. It was a good shift by Tickner.
We have a penalty call, an elbowing call on number 7 of South, Matt Bell. It happened behind the play.
I didn't see that one happen. But that'll give Henry North the power play.
Well, and you can see outside it's a nice clear day, but don't let that sunshine fool you. It is cold. And it's real cold, let's just say that. And cold team right now is Henry North, down 5-1.
They're 0 for 2 on the power play also, Brian, so hopefully they can start improving that here in the third period to get back in this game.
Their goalie, Jock Ashrose, definitely kept them this close. It'd be a lot different game if he wouldn't be in there. He's got a nice quick glove hand. He's made some big saves this game. Hopefully the forwards and defense can get him some help the rest of this third period.
Well, Henry North still trying to get this power play on track. They have not been on track all game. And there will be an icing call on Henry North.
Henry North's had a real tough time breaking out, whether it's been on the power play or even strength. They've just not been able to get anything mounted and get into the zone. The few shots that they've had this game have been from some good individual rushes or from some turnovers in the south zone. Henry North is going to have to try to get a little more organized, especially on this power play. They've got plenty of time to get back in this game with 12:44 left in the third. Got to do something now.
South wins the draw, keeps play in the zone, but the play comes back out to center ice.
South's been real strong on those draws all day, especially Jordan Koidal. He's not out there now, but pretty much every time he's been in the face-off circle, he's won every one.
Puck is played into the zone for Henry North by number 4, Sak Fethdara. Number 7, Ben Sundquist keeps the puck in the zone. Puck is tied up there. And South just sends it down the length of the ice. South is the first one down the ice, and Skip, that just goes to show you South is still out hustling Henry North.
Yeah, Henry North just hasn't come out with really anything this third period. They're still very tired. South is playing very aggressive, a good aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill.
Sundquist on the rush, but it was checked off the play. South knocks the puck back into center ice, where it's played by Fethdara.
And that's for the penalty. Good penalty kill by South. They did a good job of killing that one off.
There's 11:17 left to play in the third period. South leads Henry North 5-1. Shot on Ashrow, but Ashrow just knocks it aside. Shot at the point, again blocked by Henry North by Sak Fethdara, who seems to be hurt a little bit from that shot.
And his brother Ping is out with a broken arm.
South still
he's having a hard time even getting into the bench. He's not getting any help to get in there.
So we'll see if Sak Fethdara comes back in this game. It's hard to see where he took the shot. Looked like maybe off his shoulder, but I just couldn't see. South still controlling the play as they had most of the game. Big check thrown by Ryan Green on Mickelson. Another check by Ryan Green. Took out 2 Henry North players. And South controls the play.
Brian Roberts seeing his first bit of action for South. Doesn't seem to have all of his straps strapped onto his helmet. If he gets caught by the ref, that could be a power play for the Henry North team.
Okay, guys, here's a trivia question for you. What do you think the attendance is for the last 50 years for the Minnesota State Hockey Tournament?
I'd say they've got to have about 100,000 each of the years. Get to put you in about 5 million range, huh?
My guess, I would say about 125,000 total.
It's been 3,336,466. Thanks to our stat team for coming up with that. To see how the popularity is growing in hockey, especially in the state, how popular the state tournament is every year.
The play is carried by South in their own zone. Comes back out to center ice where Henry North tries to play it in.
This is a conference that back in the 50s and early 60s had a lot of teams going to state with the new format and things like that, and basketball becoming more and more popular as we've gone along here in the last couple of decades. This conference has gotten a little bit weaker in hockey, but it definitely made up for it in their basketball play.
South still controlling the play. Tried to dump in by number 11, Josh Tickner. saved by Ashrow, and a goal as South Tigers kept poking away at the puck. And number 18, Paul Assad, gets his second goal of the game.
No real fault of Jock Ashrow's. He made the first initial save there, and he just couldn't keep it underneath his pads. He should have had some defensemen helping him out there.
Seems we have another player down on the ice.
Sean Fandow. From our vantage point, I couldn't really see exactly what had happened to him. We've got the trainer and an assistant coach out helping him now.
As long as we got a guy down, looking back at the state tournament, some of the records we've come up with, Roseau leads the tournament with the most goals scored, 238 over their tournament. And they have made a tie with South St. Paul with 26 tournament appearances over the years to get those goals.
That's amazing. They always seem to have strong teams. If they're not in the tournament, at least they're close to getting there every year. For a small town, they've done a phenomenal job of reaching the state tournament.
You also see the support from those small communities too. You always see the Roseau groups and the band and stuff down here at the state tournament helping out with those attendance figures.
Yeah, they pretty much closed down shop, I think, in some of them northern cities that are real small. They close up shop and everybody buses down here for the weekend of the state tournament.
It's also Roseau has 42 victories during that time as well, during the 26 appearances.
Well, it seems that Robert Ohm, the coach of Henry North, has a couple questions for the referees for tonight's game on the two of the injuries now that have occurred in this third period.
You might also have had a question on whether that play should have been blown dead. I think the puck must have been was underneath the pads. It was open, but a lot of times you'll get a whistle when it's under there that long.
Scoring for South, number 16, Josh Smith. With the assist.
Excuse me, check that on the goal. The goal was not by Assad. That was Josh Smith, number 16, on the goal. With 8:22 left to go in the third period, South now leads 6-1 over Henry North. And a hard shot taken there by number 5, Randy Canis. Nashro covers up the puck.
Hey guys, getting back to the state tournament also, who do you think has the most championships in the state tournament in the history?
Well, with Roseau with being in it as much, I would venture to guess either Roseau or possibly Bloomington Jefferson.
My guess was going to be Bloomington Jefferson.
That's what I expected. Even with Roseau's appearances, International Falls has 7 state championships to their credit.
Well, they must have had a lot real early. I know Larry Ross was a coach there for a long time. And they had teams there pretty much every year the first 15 or 20 years of its existence.
A shot was taken there by Mark Burvan, went wide. Another shot and a goal, this time by number 18, Paul Assad.
That was a very nice shot. Quick and a nice hard shot, as seeing how it bounced right back out of the net. Henry North doesn't seem to be mounting any type of effort at this point. They seem real frustrated and real tired.
You've seen those last 2 goals have come in a little over a minute also. I think you're going to start seeing South really apply some pressure now. You can see Henry North is kind of on the ropes, getting tired, and their goalies kept him in as long as they can.
Well, with 7:43 left to play in the third period, South now leads Henry North 7-1. A breakaway for Henry North. Shot and a save. Great save made by Mike Waldham. Shot and a goal by Mickelson on his back.
That's a beautiful individual effort. He stayed with the play the whole time and just kept battling for the puck. That's the type of effort they need from everybody to try to get back into this game. 7:27 left. They're only down by 6, or excuse me, down by 5 now. They still have a shot at it, but they have to do something on this power play.
With 7:27 left to play in the third period, the score is now 7-2 South over Henry North. There was some action after the goal was scored. Number 3, Ryan Green and Mickelson had some words for each other, and It seemed like Ryan Green picked up a misconduct penalty. They're putting up 2 minutes on the board.
And maybe this goal adds some life to Henry North. They can do something on this power play, then they're only 4 goals down if they can get one here.
Mickelson, one of the leading scorers in the league.
He's number 8 in the conference scoring. Picks up his 13th goal on the year. He's got 19 points now.
I think they're still trying to decide.
You see also a graphic up right now. The goalie from South, 3rd in the conference with a goals against of 5.33. That'll definitely be lowered today as he's doing a great job against Henry North. Hasn't faced too many tough shots, but he's still done a great job.
Excuse me, I referred to Dahl as Waldom, and I apologize for that, but that was Mike Dahl in the net for the South Tigers. There's still some conversation going on that last penalty.
Coach Westby for the South Tigers is questioning the refs about something.
And Skip, let's take a look at that replay on the goal by Mickelson on his back coming around the net.
Yeah, it's just a great individual effort. He just kept with it, and the goalie looked like he didn't expect a shot to come. I think he was expecting a pass out towards the point, and Mickelson snuck one in there. That's why when in doubt, you get the puck on the net. Strange things happen.
7:27 left to play here in the third period. South leads Henry North 7-2. They've put number 25, Brian Roberts, for South in the penalty box as well. So he must be serving the minor penalty.
And there must be a 10-minute misconduct penalty on top of that.
Henry North's goal was scored by number 9, Mike Mickelson, unassisted. 2-minute minor penalty on South's number 3, Ryan Green, for slashing.
Goal by Mickelson was at 7:33 of the third period.
His 2-minute minor is being served by number 25, Brian Runner.
Henry North right now 0 for 3 on the power play. And that last power play, they actually didn't have any shots, so hopefully they'll be able to work it around a little bit better right now. There's a shot from the point.
And number 20, Henry North, with a great opportunity on the shot, all by himself, Sean Fondow, and he wasn't able to lift the puck.
He definitely wanted to try to get more on that, but the goalie did a pretty good job of staying down and cutting the angle down and not letting him get any lift on that puck.
Well, Dahl, being the third best in the conference with a 5.33 goals against average, his record doesn't really show, it seems like, how good he really is in the conference.
Another face-off won by South. They've controlled the draws all day long.
Because a centering pass by the South Tigers, number 16, Josh Smith, just went wide. A shot. And they're not sure what they called on that. Number 7, Matt Bell.
Might have had a man in the crease. They're bringing the draw outside of the zone. That might have been in the crease. Either that or I can't imagine that they would have called an offsides on that one.
Matt Bell must have been in the crease. And they're calling no shot on that, and the faceoff comes out of the zone. Josh Smith again working hard with the puck.
Another great individual effort on this for South. They just continue to hustle and keep the pressure on, even though they're killing the penalty.
There's 6:19 left in the third period. South leads Henry North 7-2. There's 52 seconds left to go on the power play for Henry North.
So Skip, how do you think the feeder programs can help out more as you're a coach into the city conference to help them prepare for the future?
Well, they definitely need to continue to build the numbers in the feeder programs. In this conference especially, you have a lot of kids playing on the same teams as they're growing up. Then they filter off into different high schools. And so you lose a lot of numbers that way. But the feeder program, as far as the youth hockey, they've got to try to keep the numbers up. in the last couple of decades, they've lost a lot of players. Once they get to that 8th or 9th grade level, they've got to make the choice between whether they want to stay with hockey or go with basketball.
There was a goal scored by Matt Newman, number 2, with the assist by number 16, Josh Smith, with a great feed pass to number 2, Matt Newman.
That's a fine shorthanded goal. It just South continues to hustle. Looks like we have another South player going into the box.
Well,
can't imagine what this would be for.
Let's take a look at that first goal. Skip on the replay.
Okay, we see that South is, gets it out towards the middle, and a nice shot that the goalie just couldn't keep in between his legs. He got a piece of it, but and as you can see on the replay, he tries to get that glove. He's got a very quick glove hand, just wasn't quite quick enough to pull that one out.
There was another penalty on the South Tigers on that goal. Not sure exactly what had occurred there. One minor penalty that was to Ryan Green for slashing is now over. So now South is only down by 1 man.
Number 7, Matt Bell, received a 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct.
As we have a 6-goal lead, there should be running time here with the 6-goal lead.
Well, there's 4:55 left to play in the third period. South leads 8-2. South still playing a man down with 1:16 left to go in the power play for Henry North. South seems to be in control right now. Henry North seems to can't get any momentum going.
Still having a real hard time breaking out of their own zone. They don't have much organization in getting out of their zone.
I think some of the fans would like to say, well, South, let's see you beat our basketball team. But
things do even out through the school systems here.
Shot and a goal by number 17, Jim Anderson.
I think fatigue has definitely set in on Jock Ashrow. He's getting a little bit slower as we've gone along. He's faced a ton of shots this game, 37 shots through the first 2 periods. And Chris, how many shots do you have against him here in the third?
15 shots with 4 goals so far in this period.
So we got about 52 shots on net, 9 goals against. He's held up pretty well, and he's been probably the best player on the ice today for the Henry North team.
As the teams prepare for the state tournament, we remember that Dave Spihar had the big performance this past year with 9 goals. But you know, John Masevich from Evelyn has the record for 36 goals in his career, all-time tournament, from 1948 to 1951.
A lot of goals in that short amount of time. Masevich was a dominant player back in that age.
Well, with 3:12 left to go in the third period, South now leads 9-2 over Henry North. The game much in control of South. Looks like they'll go on to another victory. But Skip, let me take a look at that replay of that last goal that was scored by Jim Anderson.
Even before John Masevich's time, Evelyn had 80 goals in one tournament in 1945, even without his dominant performance, which is just incredible.
And if you want to know more about some of those Evelyn teams or any of the state high school hockey tournament history or any hockey history at all, Evelyn is the home of the United States Hockey Hall of Fame. There's a lot of interesting information up there for anybody who wants to make a trip to Evelyn, Minnesota.
Now we have that last goal scored by Jim Anderson of the South Tigers. Let's take a look at just pretty much an individual effort by Jim Anderson.
Yeah, he just comes in and gets a nice shot. Another one through the 5-hole. Astro just wasn't quick enough. The fatigue is setting in here late in the game.
With the running time, we have now 2:15 left to play in the third period. South leading 9-2 over Henry North. And it just seems like they're on cruise control right now. And the play being carried by South into Henry North zone, which seems to be tiring out the Henry North squad.
Yeah, South has continued to be aggressive all through this this whole game. A couple of lapses here and there where they've gotten sloppy, but South has seemed fairly well organized and playing some good positional hockey this afternoon.
When we look at this conference, Skip, out of all the conferences that are in the state, where could you rank this conference?
Oh, they'd probably be in the bottom half as far as conference strength, and that just again goes to the fact that this just happens to be a conference where there's so many other things going on this time of year, wrestling and basketball. There are a few outstanding players in this conference. Tim Martin from Washburn, he's second in state in scoring with 48 points. And Southwest has a couple of good kids that are in the top 15 in the state in scoring. So they've got a shot to go on to either some Division I, possibly some junior hockeys in those players' future. One thing that has really improved over the last several years is the junior program and small colleges have really come into play as far as feeding the big Division I colleges. You don't have to go into a Division I college right out of high school. You've got some options to play a couple of years at a junior level or possibly a smaller college and get a look at the bigger colleges when you're 20 or 21 when some of these kids have matured.
Well, 35 seconds left to go in the third period now. The game well in hand for the South Tigers. South leads 9-2 over Henry North. Puck is played behind the net. 20 seconds left now to go in the third period. There is the final gun for the hockey game. South wins the game 9-2 over Henry North. It was a tiring game for Henry North, and South just seemed to carry the play. One, they had more players, but two, it just seemed Henry North just wasn't able to get anything on track.
Yeah, South stayed aggressive the whole game, dominated most of the way through. They evened their conference record at 3-3. They're 5-12 overall now. And depending on what Edison does in this coming up later today, Edison's 3-2 going into today's game. South could be tied for third place in the conference after today.
Now, when we Chris, let's take a look at some final stats there.
Okay, the final shots on goal came out. South had 55 shots to Henry North's 14 for the game. That third period saw South score 4 goals and Henry North get 1, although there were 3 penalties for South, as well as the misconduct. Scoring for South was number 18, Paul Assad, as well as number 16, Josh Smith. We also had Henry North come in with Mickelson had 1, and then the last 2 were both scored by South, by Newman and by Jim Anderson, finished up the scoring. They also had 1 power play goal for South, as well as 1 shorthanded goal. Henry North didn't do anything at all on the power play.
A couple of things that South did real well was work the perimeter, get some shots from the point, and they had people in position where they were supposed to be in front of the net. A lot of their goals came from right in front, and that was a direct result of some hustle. Faceoffs was another strong point for South. They seemed to probably win about 90% of the draws today. Jordan Coydall was a big factor today. He didn't get many points. He had the 1 real nice goal, but he was a hustler the whole game today.
All right, we'll be right back on RSN to wrap up. And welcome back to RSN's coverage of high school hockey, talking about South Tigers' 9-2 win over Henry North. And Skip, when we look at the game that we just saw, the pressure that South put on Henry North all game.
Well, they had more players on the team, and they were able to utilize the fresh legs. They had 18 skaters. Henry North only had 13, and Henry North also had a couple of players get banged up throughout the course of the game. South used the fresh legs. They took it to them all game long, kept the pressure up, did a great job of working the puck around the perimeter and getting shots in close. They used their points well. They did a great job on the face-offs, as we mentioned, all game long, and their hustle was pretty much the difference in the game.
And Chris, what now, from the stats standpoint, what did you see in part of the game?
Definitely South dominated every aspect of the game. The shots on goal showed it. The goalie kept him in it for Henry North as long as he could. Like Skip said, the fresh legs, the experience for South just showed right through, especially in the end. Just their size and checking. You know, they were able to just manhandle Henry North and were able to wear him down.
Well, we'll be right back on RSN. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. I'm for Brian Brantley, Skip Harmon, and Chris Stone. Thank you for joining us on RSN. See you next week.